So if you're anything like me, you might be struggling to find a LEDX in patch 13.5. In my opinion, it is one of the most important items that you need found in Raid. If you're asking yourself why, let me explain. If you find yourself sorting through your stash, struggling to make space for things, there's one item in this game that can solve all of your problems: the THICC Case. So the THICC Case is a 14 by 14 slot container that can hold just about anything, even other containers. But in order to get one of these things, you need to be level 35 to unlock the quest Private Clinic from Therapists. This quest requires you to hand over a found in Raid ophthalmoscope and a found in Raid LEDX. Sounds easy, right?
Wrong.
Well, for some people it is. All of my friends either found a LEDX day one of wipe or way before they even hit level 35. Unfortunately for me though, I didn't find one until level 40 after spending countless days grinding trying to find just one. So you're probably wondering, what's the best and fastest way to find a LEDX? So today I'm going to be showing you the quickest and most efficient way to find a LEDX so you can finally get your hands on that THICC Case and hoard even more useless shit for the rest of the wipe. Alright, so before we hop into Raid and I show you guys the route and what map and everything that we're going to go into, it's very important that I go over a couple of things here. So obviously we're going to be running Resort on Shoreline because it is the best place to find a LEDX. There's the most amount of spawns there. I don't care what anybody says. Stop going to woods, wasting your time 30-40 minutes in a raid. Just stop. Shoreline is the map where you're going to find a LEDX. Whether it takes you 1 try or 40 tries, I promise you will find it. So anyways, in order to find a LEDX on Shoreline, you're going to need some keys. So right here is all the keys that I have. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them aren't so good. Some of them have LEDX spawns. Other ones do not. Most of these keys are going to have a LEDX spawn, and these are going to be the ones that you want to get. Now I know what you're probably saying to yourself. Oh, I'm broke. I can't afford all these keys. Well, don't worry. I got you. Just go ahead and click the top right of the screen right now. Go watch my money making guide and come back when you've bought all the keys. So if you want to take the time, go through these right here, look them up on the wiki, see which ones have LEDX spawns, go for it. That'll tell you exactly which ones you need. Other ones are just going to be for finding more high value items to make some money along the way. I would do a live raid, but I don't want this video to be 35 minutes long, so we're going to go in offline and get it done as quickly as possible. I'm going to put up a map right now to show you guys all of the spawns on Shoreline. Some of them are pretty good and close to the resort. Others are pretty bad like this one. So we got a long walk ahead of us. Now with saying that, it's also very important that you bring in an SJ6. Pop that bad boy and you are off to the races. If you want to kind of stack on top of it a little bit, you can get a stem called Trimodol or Trimodol. And basically the entire time you're running, your stamina bar will not go down, so you can run all the way to the resort without stopping. Just keep in mind that if you use that stem, it is absolutely going to tank your food and water. So I would recommend bringing that in if you are going to use that stem. All right, so we're coming up on the east wing right here. And if you guys normally go up this roadway coming at the helicopter, I'm going to show you a little trick to go up a little bit faster. Most people should already know this, but if you're a newer player and you don't, here you go. So you're basically just going to run up this hill and you can get up these rocks without even jumping if you take the right path. All right, so I'm not going to waste any time showing you guys which one's east and west wing. Just know that we're coming up on the east wing right now, and we're going to get straight into this because I don't want to waste any time. All right, so coming into the east wing, the first room that we are going to hit is East 110. This is also known as Sanitar's key, the blue tape key. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know like all of the exact spawns where LEDXs can be in each room. All I'm going to say is just look around and keep your eyes open just so you don't miss it. But I do know in this room that there can be a LEDX spawn in here and then on the floor. Make sure you guys are checking around, looking everywhere. Just make sure you don't miss anything. All right, so once you're done with 110, you're going to come down the hall a little bit and go into 107. That's going to be this key right here. Now, this room's pretty good because if you notice, there are 2 of these orange med boxes. Make sure you guys are checking these things because they can spawn in there. One of my buddies found one, and it is possible to get one in there. But come in here, check around, loot the med boxes, all that good stuff. All right, so after you're done in 107, Make sure you guys are checking all of these rooms down the hall because there can be med bags in them. And as I mentioned before, LEDX can spawn in there. So we're going to go up to the second floor and we're going to go into 222. Now this one is linked, so you can either go in 222 or 226. I would recommend buying 226 just because it's right next to the staircase, a little bit easier to get in there. I have 222, so we're going to go in there. Now this is the exact room that I found my LEDX in. Just make sure you guys are checking everywhere. Check inside this box. Also, there's rare spawns in there. And then when you come in here, make sure you're looking at the floor. I found my LEDX right there on the ground. Check these little shelves right here. Once you're done in 222 and 226, we're going to go back to the stairwell. Make our way up. And then I like to go into this room, which is the Health Resort Universal Utility Room. I don't think there's a LEDX spawn in here, but there is a bunch of rare item spawns, and you can get some pretty good stuff like Tetris GPU. Once you're done in there, we're going to go all the way down the hall on the third floor. And we're going to go into 314. So 314 and 313 connect. I would recommend buying both because if you don't, you have to take the long way around all of this crap right here. So I just buy both. They're really cheap. And then you just open the door on the other side. Coming in here, check this shelf. I've seen LEDX's spawn there. Check up on top of these boxes. And sometimes there's a med bag there and then one in the chair. Make sure you guys are checking those. And this is where the 313 key comes into play. We're going to come out here and go down the hall. I like to go into 310 next. Bunch of rare spawns in here. You can find Bitcoin and stuff like that. Usually there's a bunch of duffel bags. And then we are going to move along. After that, I'll go into 306 or 308. They connect. You can use either key. There's about 4 PC spawns in there, a couple weapon boxes, good stuff in there, worth checking out. All right, so after that, we are completely done with the east wing and we're going to move on to the west wing. Me personally, I just run across the sky bridge. It's a little risky. If you don't want to do that, you can go all the way around down through admin, but that is also risky as well. The first room we're going to check out on the west wing is everyone's favorite 301. In my opinion, the west wing is way more contested than the east wing. So if you hear shots at the resort and you want to just loot one of the wings, I would suggest the east wing. So right here, we're going into West 301. This is a very expensive key, but it is worth it. When you come in here, make sure you're checking the floor. Stuff can spawn down there. Make sure you're checking on top of all these surfaces. And then make sure you're looking on the balcony because I've seen stuff spawn out here. Check the top of this desk. Look on the floor over here. Check on top of the bed. Again, just make sure you guys are looking everywhere and paying attention because you can miss stuff. So this room is good because you can find GPUs, LEDXs, Tetris, all that good stuff. And it's just a really good key to have. All right, so moving on from 301, we're going to go down the hall, drop down to the second floor, and we're going to go hit a bunch of rooms down here on the second floor. A lot of these keys are very expensive, but they are worth it. First one is going to be 216. Very good key, very expensive, but it is worth having. Make sure you guys, again, are just looking around everywhere, grabbing absolutely everything you can. Because worst case scenario, if you don't find a LEDX, you're probably going to make some money doing these runs. Next up, we've got 219. This room, I don't think is a LEDX spawn, but I like coming in here just because you can find some extra stuff. And then after that, we're going to go into 220 right here. And again, make sure you guys are looking around, checking everything. I'm going to say that a lot. After we're done in 220, we're going to go into 221. Now, there are 3 rooms linked to this key. I believe you can buy 221, 222, or 218. They all 3 connect to each other, so you only have to buy one. Make sure you come check over here. Lots of valuable spawns in these 3 rooms. This is also a red keycard spawn on top of this barrel. So if you're extremely lucky, you might find one. I have about 2,200 hours in this game. I've never seen one personally, but you know, you might get lucky. So check this room. Make sure you check this one, 221 and 222 over there. All right, so moving on. These are a couple of little extra ones. So you got this room on the far end of West Wing. This is also the utility room key. So this key will open 3 different rooms. We open the one on the East Wing, and then you can open this one as well. Tech spawns and stuff like that in here. You can find streamer items. Just a good key to have. And then I believe you can also use it up here on the 3rd floor to open this room as well. Again, tech spawns, stuff like that. All right, so after we've done that, we're going to go down to the 1st floor. And the first key that we're going to hit on the 1st floor is 104. You can find LEDXs in here, and it's also just a really good room for med spawns and stuff like that. So again, I'm going to say it for the 50th time. Make sure you're looking around, paying attention, all that good stuff. The key with the 1st floor on the West Wing is to go into all of the rooms, look for med bags. There's a ton of them. Sometimes you can find 1 or 2 in each room. Sometimes you'll find none, but make sure you guys are checking the med bags. And then the very last key is going to be West 112. I don't believe this is a LEDX spawn, but you can find blue key card right here on this little entertainment center. And then it seems like every time I come in here, there's like 4 duffel bags just all around. Again, if you didn't know, duffel bags can also spawn LEDXs, so make sure you guys are checking those as well. So as far as keys go, that's going to be about it for that. I'm going to show you one more LEDX spawn that I know of, and it's going to be over in the admin building. So if you come over here to the staircase and you go down, all the way down here, you're going to see this little cart. A LEDX can spawn on that, so make sure you're checking that as well. And then the last thing I want to show you guys, just for funsies, if you come up to the 3rd floor to this back office, on this table right here is a red keycard spawn. So that's basically going to be it for the route that you need to take in order to find a LEDX as fast as possible. Again, keep in mind that this area is highly contested and you are going to run into players. Again, I'm going to pop up on screen all of the keys if you want to take a screenshot and go buy all of those. There you go. Another big takeaway for doing this run is make sure you're checking all duffel bags and all med bags. That's going to be another chance for you to find a LEDX. And also, like I said earlier, just make sure you're paying attention in these rooms because stuff can basically spawn anywhere inside of them. And you want to make sure that you're not missing the LEDX because that LEDX is very important and it is the topic of this entire video. Don't listen to all these people telling you to go to woods, come to shoreline, head to the resort as fast as you can. Keep your ears open, listen for people, and find that LEDX that you've been looking for and get that THICC case. So if you guys found this video helpful, leave a comment down below. If you found a LEDX because of this video, let me know down there in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And hopefully you guys have good luck coming to resort and finding that LEDX. So appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.